I know.
Yeah, just be casual.
We're good. It's recording.
All right, guys. It's the RNG based podcast. There's nothing else to it.
God damn it.
I'm not cutting. This is it.
Yeah, this is it, dude.
Okay.
Straight up.
So we've been talking about doing this for a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For like how
Like,
long?
at least a year.
At least yeah.
At least a year. We're three friends that are just way too lazy to actually do something. That's what we are.
We've been talking about moving in for like, what, 4 years?
We haven't even known each other 4 years, have we? What was it? Was it Black Ops 3 or AW?
Black Ops 3.
It was like the end of Black Ops 3.
Well, I knew Mike.
Mm-mm.
I knew Mike in AW.
You didn't know me. You just played against me.
Well, I hated your guts, but
I think Mike, I didn't know you until Black Ops 3, right? Like late Black Ops 3.
No, early Black Ops 3, because I teamed with you. No,
No, it was like mid-late. It was like mid to late Black Ops 3. I didn't know Remy. I didn't even know Remy until after Black Ops 3. Like, I played against him, but I knew who you were. Like, obviously I played against you, but like, we never like started joining Discord, like talking every day until like probably like a year ago, maybe.
No, it was
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Me and Remy.
Oh yeah, it was 2 years ago. Damn, there's been
All
a lot
three
of
of
COD since. Good lord, dude. There's been Black Ops
It's
3,
been what?
IW, World War 2, Black Ops 4. There's been 3 COD since Black Ops 3. That's
I stopped
weird.
playing in IW.
I completely forget that IW is a COD, honestly.
Well, us three started like the Counter-Strike thing at late 2016, like October of 2016.
Yeah, because I remember I got you guys and I bought you guys your first month of ESEA because I had no one to play with.
Yeah.
So you started the whole ESEA thing.
Yes, I literally started. I was the first one to play
Counter-Strike. Did you play it before, like, us?
Yeah,
or what? Or did you just find it?
I switched
but
before Mike did it,
ESEA.
and Mike used to
But
make fun of me.
ESEA.
Yes. I started playing that like 2 days before you guys, and I had no one to play with.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mike used to like literally make fun of me because he'd play COD and he thought CS was like the worst esport ever, and he would literally make fun of me because I switched, and it was so funny. But yeah, I started it, and I started because I saw like YouTube videos on it, and I didn't even know what I was doing. Like I bought it and played like, what's it called? Arms Race? It's called Arms Race. That's all I used to play until like.
Is that the gun game pretty much?
Yeah, because when I started, it was whenever you had to get like level 3 before you could play competitive.
Oh, you started back then?
Yeah, I started
like,
then. It was like
yeah.
It was like 2014 or something, and I didn't actually play.
No, that wasn't 2014.
Yes, it was. No,
That was like 2015, 2016.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Because I played back in like beginning of 2015 because I remember watching Cologne 2015, watching Kenny S. Cry,
anyways.
but you know. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point.
But yeah, okay. See, this is what happens. We just ramble. But pretty much, we've been talking about doing this for like, I would say like two years, probably a year and a half, maybe.
No, definitely a year. Yeah.
A year? Okay. Well, whatever. We've been talking about doing it forever. We've never done it. And we decided we're gonna do it now. So, the RNG-based podcast is what it's called. You're gonna see all three of us on here every time, and then we'll probably have special guests. Troy's Snapchatting me. He's probably gonna be our special guest next week. So, yeah.
Who's Troy?
Who's Troy? Find out next week, dude.
Find out next week, dude. Sub, hit that little bell. Hit that bell, get the notifications on, all right?
Yeah, y'all don't want to miss Troy. Troy's an interesting specimen.
Troy Smarts.
But anyways, RNG-based podcast. We kind of just wanted to give a little introduction. I don't know if you guys want to say anything about yourselves or not. It really doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal. But if you guys...
Well, from the previous conversation that we just had, you can tell that we all play video games, obviously. We're all pretty serious in the game called Counter-Strike. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but most people that will tune into this probably do know what it is. But yeah, we're just three friends that play Counter-Strike that wanted to start a podcast. And
we did.
Yeah,
we did.
And we
there's
did.
a lot of podcasts that are pretty funny, but this is the best one. So don't.
And then we just
the best one. Yep.
And we just sit in our Discord all day, and we just talk. And
so we figured, why not put that on the internet?
Yeah.
Everyone to see. For everyone.
Every single person.
You got Gamer Bob 629 watching. You got Makeup by Jessica watching. You know, everyone.
I don't think Jessica's watching.
Well, Jessica might be, you know, weird.
She might see a clip from it.
Haley Linus?
Yeah.
Haley Linus.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Is that
whoa.
future guest? Future guest?
Future guest? The Daily Halton Show?
Oh my god, a collab between...
RNG-based podcast and the Daily Halton Show.
Oh my gosh.
The greatest...
Worlds collide.
Yeah, that's just...
Best collab you've seen
wow,
since
we really
Timmy Turner
name dropped
and Jimmy
like
Neutron.
5 minutes into this.
Yeah, that's
We haven't even said anything about ourselves,
it's
really.
4 minutes and 45 seconds. Yeah, we've just talked about Haley, honestly.
We're all like... We don't know how the fuck to do this.
Not a damn clue.
But we will progress as the podcasts go on.
100%. I'm just trying to have
Facts.
Okay, so first thing...
Wait, we haven't even said how old we are.
No
We're
one
all
cares.
just talking.
No
We
one
could be
cares.
like,
Remy, okay, go ahead.
I could be a.
Go ahead.
I'm 17.
Yeah, he's the youngest one. He's the young.
I turned 18 this month.
Believe it or
yeah.
not, if you look at him, you wouldn't believe it. He is the youngest
Ugly.
between us, and then me and Mike are both 18.
Absolute hype beast.
Mike, what month were you born in, Michael?
In June.
June.
So you're what? You're 4 months older than me, because I was born in October.
Yes.
So Mike's the oldest, I'm second oldest, and then Remy is the youngest
Wow, I'm really the oldest?
by 4 months. Yeah,
That's crazy.
that is crazy. Yeah, that's.
That's
Yep, that's an interesting one. All right.
I'm on to my second bottle of water already, and we're 4 minutes in.
I opened this morning, and it says
Alright,
That's a weird flex, but okay.
Get to the topic.
Let's keep her going.
Okay. Yeah, first topic I want to talk about is we're gonna do sports, and I want Remy's is gonna be interesting on this. Opinions and thoughts on the New England Patriots as an organization and as a dynasty in the last 15 odd years. Thoughts on that? See, so this is my outlook on this. So I've seen a lot of like tweets like this that are like relating to me, and it's really weird because like I've always hated Tom Brady and the Patriots for like since I can remember, just because they've been so good. But it's like the last like 2 years, I've seen tweets about this since he won the Super Bowl again. And it's like anybody else's like hate for Tom Brady and the Patriots has suddenly turned to like respect. That's
Yeah,
how I've
honestly,
been.
that's the same thing because like I don't want to see the Patriots win, but I want to see Tom Brady keep winning because I could say in my lifetime I saw the greatest.
Exactly. That was
I'm
my
like
thing.
the exact opposite. I don't give like a crap if the Patriots win. If Tom Brady wasn't on the team, I wouldn't care.
So you just don't like Tom
But
Brady?
maybe that's because I'm like a Chiefs fan,
'cause-
and Mike is a Jets fan. He has no hope. But
No, because you didn't. I mean, you still had a problem with Tom Brady before the season even happened. Like you've always.
well, I've had a problem with Tom Brady because he's good.
Right, which is understandable because when you come from, and I'm not trying to roast you because I'm a Cowboys fan. I've never seen.
Yeah.
Mike's a Jets fan. When you don't see your team have success, no, I'm not. I'm being serious.
I know. Yeah.
When you don't see your team have success, it's easy to hate on someone that does. It's not like you're hating.
Well,
I mean,
there's also like a load of stuff that
oh
like
yeah. I mean, I know,
reasons for people to
yeah,
dislike
right.
it. I don't really care about all those.
I've never liked Tom Brady until the last 2 years, and it's like I came to a realization. It's like I have no personal problem with the guy. He's not like I don't think he's that bad of a person. He seems like a really good person. It's annoying that he wins so much, but it's to the point, like Mike was saying, it's to the point where like he's won so much, we're never gonna see anybody else in our lifetime ever do what he's doing right now. So
watching Pat Mahomes.
no,
Well, he's not winning.
Yeah, he's
All
not winning.
right. Listen. Next year.
We're never gonna see anybody do as much as he's done. So while he's at it, just
Might as
keep
well
going.
just go to the
keep
top.
going, dude. Like, because like one day we're gonna be able to tell our kids we saw Tom Brady. We were alive. It's like when my dad tells me that he was alive when Joe Montana was playing, and like he watched Emmitt Smith. He watched us win all these Super Bowls. It's like that's gonna be a cool thing to tell your kids
Yeah, it's
in
gonna
like
be like-
30 years.
Yeah, I watched Tom Brady win 45 Super
Dude,
Bowls.
that's-
I watched
isn't
Tom
that
Brady
weird?
get 10 rings and make
Think
out
about
with his
that.
son.
Think
But
about
you know,
that. Like in 20 years, Tom Brady's gonna
We're
be
gonna be old as fuck.
61, dude.
we're gonna be old in 20 years.
Not real.
dude.
I mean, 37. That's not old. That's not like super old.
That's like halfway.
That's nowhere near halfway.
It's not even
Okay, that's near halfway.
37. That's
37 to 72. You could die at
You
72.
could die today. You could die tomorrow, dude.
All right.
But I'm trying to live
get-
till at
let's
least
not get there.
at
Let's not go
least
there.
100.
I'm trying to go to.
Dude,
95 is
by
like
the
a
time
sweet
I'm getting
spot.
close, there's
65.
going to be some type of science.
Okay,
that keeps us
Remy.
alive. But
Yeah,
listen,
did you see that 23andMe stuff? All the conspiracies with that.
Okay, but this is where this is going to end up.
Have
going.
you seen it though? It's like crazy.
I
'Cause
have.
they
Fill
have
me
you-
in. What is it?
They
I-
have. It's 23andMe. They have like the tube where you put like saliva or whatever in, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they have you put like
I
so
have seen
much
that.
in.
I have.
It's
seen
like you
that.
don't need that much
Yeah, it's a little
to
weird.
get your
I've seen
your
that.
DNA and all that stuff. So like what everyone thinks is they have your DNA. Then they'll hold it until they get like the
See,
technology or whatever to create or to like
I've
have
been
an
thinking that,
anti-aging
but
form.
doesn't the government already have your DNA or no? Is that just me being stupid? Like the government 100% has my DNA already.
How? How would they have it though?
Can you get DNA from thumbprints, right? Like fingerprints?
No, you can't get
You
DNA
can't?
from fingerprints. You can get DNA from hair.
Dude,
Like
I don't know.
your
I
hair.
just feel like if the government wanted to get DNA, or they could easily get it a much safer way than asking for people's DNA. Like they could easily just like when you're a kid. Oh, my mic.
Oh, you took your thing.
No, we're
Yep.
good. We're good. Don't
Yeah,
worry
we're
about
good. We're good.
it. When you were born, they could have just taken a piece of hair or something like that. They could have done it much simpler. But anyways,
Yeah, Hunter.
Anyways,
Re-hit your pusher talk thing, real.
A lot of physical activity, and then you have the refs who are like 50, 60, years old, and it's like, why do you have a 50 or 60-year-old ref
So
doing
basically,
this?
you're saying younger refs would make it better?
It could. I mean, obviously,
You're saying.
obviously,
like,
bad calls are going to be made.
Yeah, obviously it's human error.
right,
There's
but-
nothing you can do to combat human error.
So, but like, my thing is like in the Super Bowl, like you don't see that many bad calls in the Super Bowl, like really bad calls. Think about that.
No,
You don't.
see some pretty bad calls.
But not as much as in like regular season as like playoffs. Like think about the playoffs. Like
Because,
think about all the
listen,
other playoffs.
Here, I'll give you an analogy. Like teams, you know how they say when like teams are in playoff form, referees also have to like
Well, 'cause
warm up
they
into
get
the
picked.
season. They have to warm up into the season just like teams do, so
Right,
they're
but
in
even
playoff
the
form.
playoffs. But even in the playoffs, like
I
throughout the
understand
entire
that,
playoffs besides
but-
the Super Bowl, it's like
Well,
how many bad
there was
calls
a bad
did you
call. I
even
don't remember what it was, but there was a
the Super
bad
Bowl?
call in the Super Bowl. It was on. It was like I don't remember what it was. It was like it was on Nickel Roby Coleman. But I
He
don't
wasn't
remember.
in the Super Bowl. Oh,
It
yeah,
was.
He was.
It
He's
was.
on the Rams. I forgot.
It was like I don't know.
I don't
It
know.
was like
but,
it was holding, I think, but
anyways, well, what I'm saying is like you see much less. Like I get it's the Super Bowl and they have their best of the best, but it's like I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's a weird thing. I personally am.
maybe it's because it's one game on that day instead of like
Right.
the 13 games that are on a Sunday.
Right.
And you also have to think of it this way: the two best teams in the league are playing in that game.
They're gonna play good football.
Right.
They're gonna, and there's no way that all their preparation leads up to them having a shit ton of penalties.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's
Well,
understandable.
unless you're the Chiefs. But,
I think
you know.
I
And
think
you
the
line
only
up-
thing they could do like this was
All right, let's chill.
A
Let's chill.
yard and a half
D
over the
Ford.
line.
No,
D
but
Ford, rest in peace.
but like
Before, by the way.
But like, what I'm saying is like, they've been talking about how they're going to do the whole replay system, and you can challenge in a call. And I've always believed, I've always been mind boggled why you can't challenge a penalty. Because like, if you could have, it would have been such an
Like,
easy,
imagine if the Saints could have
right,
challenged that.
Right, they could have challenged it. That's like in
But then it goes, you can challenge a penalty, but there was no flag thrown.
Yes, but you
So you
can
just-
challenge if you.
But then
like,
you can challenge
you know how
literally
you
any
can-
play.
But
right, but you're going to be
it's
wrong
not,
if there's no
you're
penalty.
You're gonna
Yeah.
waste a timeout.
But, yeah. But that's gonna.
It's the same. It's the same
no,
premise
Remy's
of
right.
challenging the spot of
It's
the ball.
tricky.
Because
It's
I talked to my
tricky.
dad about that, and he was like, "Then you can just throw a flag on literally any play
It's definitely
for no
tricky.
reason."
It's definitely
Yes,
tricky.
but then you're losing a timeout. The only
Yeah.
time people would throw a flag is they
Yeah, they're not
100% knew it was a penalty.
I agree.
And penalties are a lot easier to challenge, in my opinion, than plays. Because you can see a penalty way more blatant than you could see a ball hit the ground. Like,
Yeah.
underneath the receiver's
yeah,
hand.
100%.
Or a
Well,
knee touch the
I
ground.
don't know. It's definitely tricky.
Under-
But I just think that
The-
I don't know.
sorry.
What?
Redo.
Hit
Good?
you.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I don't think that's like
This is so bootleg.
hey, bro. What was I gonna say? I don't think that it's like as easy. It's definitely easier said than done because like Remy said, it would definitely get tricky. I mean, I get what Mike's saying. Like every team wouldn't just throw flags, but it's still a little tricky because then you're like, then there's like almost a point as if like refs are kind of like they'd be like
Obsolete.
yeah, they're not obsolete, but it kind of takes
Oh.
away from the whole like reffing part of the game. Like if a ref makes a call,
Well,
I get the whole it should stand thing, but I don't know. It's just like severe
here,
penalties.
here's what I think.
Or
would
like
be
in
a
the
good
playoffs.
idea.
In the playoffs, maybe only. You can only
No.
do it in
I
the
definitely
playoffs.
think challenging a play should be an every game thing, and I think you should only get one. But
You think it
I
should be one specifically, like a different rule? Because it's one now, and if you get it right, you keep it, right? If you challenge one, you get the challenge right, you keep the challenge, so you get another one, right? Isn't that, or am I stupid?
Yes, that's how it works.
That's how it
Okay.
works.
And then if you
then
miss
it
it, but you
should-
get
it
two
should-
challenges.
So are you?
challenges should work exactly how they are now, but just add a whole penalty aspect, and then that would honestly open up jobs like
Yeah.
for teams because they'll have other people on the sideline basically looking for penalties.
Right.
Because if you have someone dedicated to scanning the field for a penalty, and a ref misses it, you just throw the flag and they
Yeah,
look
I
at
mean,
the
it just
replay
put-
and
it
be
puts
like,
more
"Yep, that
eyes.
was holding."
It puts more eyes on the field. It's just like putting more refs on the field. putting
Or,
more-
Yeah,
you
and then
know-
it comes down to if you have that guy sitting on the sideline looking for penalties, it's if you have a guy dedicated looking for
Remy, hit
penalties,
your push
he's
up.
hello.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, this shit's whack, dude.
No.
If you have a guy looking
Hit
for
it
penalties,
again.
hello. If you have a guy looking for penalties, he's gonna find probably 10 a game. So you have to pick which penalty you want to
But
challenge.
But if
that's
you
where
get it right, then you
strategy
keep your
comes
flag,
in.
I think.
Say you're in like a crucial 3rd and 2, right? and there's a holding call on your, and you need this first down, and you see the holding call, but the ref doesn't, you throw that flag, that's a first down. You have to, and like maybe have them up. You know where the offensive coordinators are,
Right,
the
yeah,
defensive
boxes,
coordinators
right.
up in the boxes. Like you have them up there or on the sideline or something, and then like there's so much strategy that you could put into these things where if you do see a penalty and it's not as blatant, but it's definitely a penalty, you throw the flag, and you get a first down basically because you're doing better work like on the sideline than
Right.
the other
Yeah.
team.
No. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like putting another set of eyes on the field. I don't know that. I mean, it'd still be tricky. It's definitely.
It would
it's
be
not
like a
gonna
12th
happen.
man on the field. In my
Right. It'd
opinion.
be tricky also because when they do that replay, it's refs watching what
Right.
the other refs did,
Right.
and all those refs know each other.
Exactly.
So it's going to be, hey, I'll cover your ass for this one because it might have been holding, might not have been,
Right.
and you didn't throw it, so we're not going to say it was holding.
Right. It's definitely a tricky situation. Anyway.
Yeah, that's sort of
It's-
fucked in my opinion.
It's tricky.
Well, it's fucked, but
I don't know. It's a tricky situation because like you could do either one. It definitely won't happen this season. I think they definitely will do something just because of that Saints call in the next few seasons. A major change will happen, like in some way in the refereeing and how.
I definitely agree with Remy that there should be younger refs, but then you have to think about the
But-
people that have been refereeing. There's some people been refereeing for like 25, 30 years.
but that's who they usually use in the Super Bowl are like
I
vets that
know.
have been in like multiple Super Bowls out for like 10, 15 years.
I know, but
I don't know.
I just feel like
and there's like refereeing school, and
Right.
I don't think a referee is someone's primary
Maybe-
job that they're looking for. But
maybe more referees on the field. Honestly,
More refs. That would be more sideline refs. Because
Yeah.
you can't really throw a bunch of refs on the field, and then it would be kind of chaos. But like,
yeah, obviously you have a line judge,
right,
and,
line judge, backfield, and stuff like that. But
yeah, but maybe have like sideline refs,
Right.
like two extra on each sideline.
exactly,
Like have on each of the red zone sides.
Yeah, because there's so many times where if someone throws Aaron Rodgers chucks a 90-yard touchdown pass, there could have been pass interference. There couldn't have, but the closest ref is 40 yards down the field. Like,
Yeah.
how is someone going to make an accurate call that far away? I think that's what happened with the Dez catch. The Dez catch from 4 years ago. There was no ref. They just saw the ball come out a little bit, and they took the replay, and they see the ball come out a little bit because there's no ref that close that can make that play or that call like on the spot. It's just like I think what Mike's saying. You put a ref on each side of the field.
I don't really think the Dez catch is the best thing because the replay, they have a replay of it, but that's not the best thing to like.
Yeah, I
Put
mean,
their-
I get what you're saying, but I'm just trying to make an example. Like, if someone throws a super deep pass, the closest rep's 40 yards away, how are they
Yeah.
going to make an accurate call on the spot like that? Which is
Yeah,
their
like
job.
say like you're 40 yards behind the guy, you can't see what the guy in front is doing with his
Exactly,
hands.
exactly. You
Not if
just
he's
see a
like
little
pushing it
movement.
off. Yeah,
And most of the time, when refs see if it's a pass, if the ball gets thrown up and there's contact between both people, they usually just let them play it out, which a lot of time is good if it's just minimal contact. But you can miss someone holding someone's arm completely back, which happens all the time. They don't see it on the
Here's-
field, and they show an angle from a camera, and it's obvious his left arm, that's like his sideline arm, is held pinned down, but no one can see it, so
Yeah.
they call it a catch.
honestly, I think instead of challenging penalties, there should just
look
be a
at 'em.
replay
Right.
system
'Cause,
on
like,
penalties.
Because that would be fixed
like
right there.
a
Like
default review,
Yeah.
like every.
every
No,
single.
no, not every single play.
Well, no, I'm not saying
Plays that
every,
are
like every.
plays are like suspicious.
And you can just ask someone to take, and you take a look at that.
Just be like, there's a timeout to look and see.
That could be another thing. You could add a 30-second timeout, or you could elect to use one of your timeouts for just a replay, or
That's actually a really good idea.
That's what I'm
So
saying. You use like a
maybe,
30-second
but-
timeout, and you let the refs look at it again.
But in my opinion, you'd have to add an extra timeout then, because
Four
four
Three
timeouts.
and a penalty timeout,
Yeah,
or something like that. That could work.
Well, then you should just give them 2 challenges.
That's what I'm saying.
Start
It
with.
just gets.
there's
really-
just so many things
Right.
that could make it better,
but it just gets.
but
really
they're
hairy.
not doing anything.
Yeah, it gets really hairy. I don't know. But going off of sports as a whole, let's move.
But what
on.
about? Let's talk about.
What?
It's
Go ahead.
a good one. The Kareem Hunt situation. Everyone knows what happened, and everyone knows he's on the commissioner's exempt list. But do you guys think he'll get off the list and onto a team for next year or 2 years
Yeah.
from here?
100%.
You think so?
Yes, he
Yeah.
will. Because he didn't really do anything. Like, in my opinion.
But he's had. There were more incidents than just that one. There were like 2 or 3 more.
I believe he'll still be on a team. It might not be.
I
this year,
believe he'll
but
be on the team too. I think
He won't get paid. He won't get paid not nearly as much. He really messed
because
himself up.
the Bears are looking at him hardcore, and then I think what'll probably
Onto the
happen.
Jets.
I think what'll probably happen is if he gets off this year, he'll still serve like an 8-game suspension or something.
Right.
So someone could sign him for the back half of the year,
Right.
or he'll sit this entire next year out and then be off of it for next year, and then someone can sign him in 21 or whatever
Right,
it is.
right. Oh my god, dude, I'm chugging this water, bro. This is not good. I can't. Whew. Okay, but anyways, going off of sports, so let's move into esports, which we're all familiar with. Obviously, we all play esports, right? So, like Mike said, we all play Counter-Strike a lot. We all play a lot of different games.
I've played. I don't even know how many different games I've played. I've tried like close to every single competitive game there is out there.
Yeah,
if not all.
We've all tried definitely a lot of them, but I think Mike's really zoned in on CS a lot, and I think we all are honestly. But
yeah,
me and Remy are a little more lenient with how we spend our time.
Well, we all want to play other games. It's just the fact that we start playing those games, and then we just gradually shift back to Counter-Strike.
I mean, this goes perfectly into this. So should esports be considered a sport? It's like
100%.
It's like what Remy was talking about. We all want to play other games, but like you can't be the best if you're not spending every second you can getting better. It's the same thing with like any sport. Like you play in the NFL. How do you spend your get your downtime? Do you spend it watching film and working out, or do you spend it with family? Which sucks that you can't do that, but you can do that and still be good. But can you do that and be the best that you can be? You know, that's exactly.
I can tell you right now that from personal experience, if you were not 100% focused on like what you're trying to get good at, you're not going to be as good as you want to be.
Right, you might be good, but you won't be as good as you can. But that's what this.
Now, what do you think about when you make it? Like clearly, Nico, Cold Zero, all them Simple, they don't put all their time. They put majority. But you still see Simple playing 2K, Nico playing PUBG or whatever.
Yeah, I mean
that's still the case. What do you think?
But here, this is how I know Pro CS is. They have regimented times.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, obviously.
They have their 8 hours a day they play. They scrim, they prac, they go over shit.
They scrim at minimum 8 hours a day.
Right, and then afterwards,
and excluding FPL, excluding PUGs,
and then,
excluding.
Yeah, and they have allotted that rest of the day to relax. They don't have to play games. They can watch movies. They could do like you see Nico.
The majority of them don't play.
Yeah, a lot of pros really like you see a lot of pros going out. Like you see all like the whole like Stewie and Tarek and like Nico and Cold and all of them always when they're in a tournament or something, they always go out like to bars and stuff. But
well, in a tournament, I feel like they're more lenient with their time. Like I feel like they don't practice as much at tournaments.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is you have that allotted time, and then you have the couple hours afterwards or before to relax. Whether that be you playing another game, or you're just chilling,
playing FPL,
or you're just chilling with your family and whatnot. But I think that it shows. You look at the people that you know play the most. Simple 100% plays the most.
This kid has 13,000 hours.
Yeah, Simple literally does nothing but play, and it shows. And it shows in his gameplay. And I'm sure Nico all the time plays. He plays a lot, but it's like how you spend your off time, which it ties right back into should it be considered a sport? I know. I'm pretty sure all three of us say yes. And,
well, clearly there's going to be bias with us saying yes.
But I think that even without the bias,
there's no real reason to not call it a sport.
I think that it's in the past like 10 years, that question has shifted. Like the answers have shifted from no to yes, like heavy. Like I feel like if you asked a group of people, should it be that new? Like you can't just ask someone that has no idea what esports is.
A basic understanding.
Right. Like if you ask, I don't know. If you ask someone that just knows what it is, have seen it before, and knows what goes into it. I mean, there's like Remy said, there's literally I tell this to everybody I talk to this about. There is absolutely 100% no difference between sports and esports. The only difference is the physical aspect, and that's literally it. The amount of time you put in.
If that's your argument, then that's not.
But no, listen. I think esports are more time demanding. You have to put way more time into esports than you have to real sports. How long do you think a football practice is? Like an NFL football practice?
Yeah, but like you got to think it's not just the football practice. It's football practice. It's the way you eat. It's how you train.
Yes, but you have to do all that for Counter-Strike too.
Right. No, I 100%
maybe excluding the gym.
I 100% agree. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it should be considered
include the gym. I'd definitely include the gym.
Oh yeah.
Well,
you see all the top teams
but
now.
Not everybody goes to the gym.
This is what I'm saying. Like I was telling, I think that you think about it. In my opinion, like esports like CS:GO take way more skill. It's extremely hard. Like I don't think people realize how hard of a game and how hard it is to play CS at like a not even a high level, dude. You throw an average person to a D ranked ESEA pug, they're gonna get absolutely destroyed. Like
you put an MM player that's like MG2.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And like if I were to give the keyboard and mouse to my dad, it would be literally laughable. It would be laughable because they'd have no idea what they're doing. But then those like same people will turn around and make fun of it and say it's not a sport. Which I get the argument that it's not a sport. It's not a physical. It's not a
physically demanding.
It's not a physically demanding. It's not a sport. But
it's definitely I would call it a sport.
I would call it a sport too.
And I would call it a physically demanding sport.
I would call it a more mentally demanding.
Mental
draining.
is sort.
Yeah, it's sort of. I get what you're saying. It definitely ties into both. It's like you're sitting for 8 hours, which people think that just sitting down playing a game for 8 hours isn't tiring on your body. It definitely is. That's why people have back problems, and you have to have certain chairs for backs and stuff like that. But like, that sounds like a joke, but it's really not. Like, it's tough to like sit down and play Counter-Strike consistently for like 8 hours a day. Like teams that scrim, I can't even imagine, dude. It's probably rough for like Astralis players to like they're really like that's like full focus for like straight 8 hours a day. Like there may be like an hour like lunch break.
There's definitely breaks.
Yeah, there's definitely obviously, but I'm just saying it's very demanding, and it shows that they do it the best that they do.
Well, I bet you if you look at the regiment that Astralis goes off, and I'm using Astralis solely because they're clearly the top team, not only in game but out of game also, and what they do and how they manage their time. If you look at how Astralis manages their time out of game, solely out of game, and you look at an NFL player out of game, I guarantee you it'd be very similar.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What they're eating,
right.
What they're doing.
You notice the top teams, a lot of the top teams, Liquid's starting to do it. Astralis has been doing it. FaZe does it. All these teams, like even when they go to tournaments, they stay in these hotels. You'll see all of them the morning of a big match at 6 a.m. They all wake up. They all, as a team, go into the gym at the hotel, get a workout in, go get a healthy breakfast. You know, they don't. It's not like I think people are starting to realize that it's like when you talk about gaming, it's not like your 500-pound like Dorito eating, Mountain Dew drinking gamers anymore. Like that's not what we're not talking about people that sit in their basement and play like. And no, like not offense to WoW, but that's like a typical like people sit in their basement and play WoW.
When you say esports, the people that don't agree with it are the people that think, oh, he's the kid sitting in his mom's basement, 25 years old, gaming and doing nothing.
When they don't realize it's like no, it's like a 19-year-old that has like 10 times as much money as you do. 10 times as much money as you do, and they're probably healthier than you. They probably live a better life.
They're definitely healthier than you.
Like not live a better life. That sounds shitty, but they have a healthier lifestyle. They have healthier habits. Just because, but people don't see that. Like you tell someone that this guy plays video games for 8 hours a day and sits in front of a computer screen, they're like, oh, what a loser! Like go outside.
They're gonna take that at face value. He sits at his computer 8 hours a day.
Right. They don't think about what he does.
But it's the same people that have office jobs that sit at a computer for 8 hours a day.
Exactly.
That are doing nothing but typing out fucking stuff that
but that's the norm for America, so that's why I think it's like. That's why those people are the same people that turn around and judge, because it's like no one. It's a normal for America. Like it's a normal for an American to have a desk job. Like that's like the typical American job. You sit at a desk for 8 hours, but like it's not typical to sit at a desk and play video games for 8 hours, which is, and it's weird for me that those people would make fun of because it's like I'm doing exactly what you're doing, but I enjoy what I'm doing. Like,
and not only is that, it's way harder to do what I'm doing than it is to do what you're
harder.
doing.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think people understand the caliber of CS and how hard it really is.
It's not even just CS. If you go and look at Dota 2 and League of Legends, it might not be as like aim dependent, but my God, you watch one League of Legends or Dota 2 game, you're gonna have no idea what's going on,
right?
Because you got to worry about like the Baron or whatever, and then those little crawly things in the jungle, 100%. And how you manage your mana and all that.
But it's, in my opinion, I still think out of everything that I've ever done, CS is 100%. It's got the hardest scene. It's the hardest to master. It's the most like it's the easiest game to be inconsistent in. Like there's just so much that goes into it.
There's so many like little things about Counter-Strike, excluding the strategy, just getting away from the strategy. There's so many little things in Counter-Strike that if you're doing one thing wrong and you play at a semi-high level, you're gonna get destroyed.
Exactly.
Like if say you're counter-strafing wrong, you're gonna lose almost every fight you do that you're not holding an angle.
Right, and that is a thing that's, in my opinion, similar to a professional football player. An offensive lineman, you make one wrong move, you put your hand in a wrong position, the defensive lineman swim moves around you, sacks the quarterback. You know, it's the same.
Yeah,
you're an MLB hitter, you read a pitch wrong in a split second, you could lose a game. You know, and I think that's the same thing that people don't understand, that it's these. It's so much more like articulate and like way harder than people really think it is. People think you just sit at your desk and play games, no matter you win or lose, you're bad or good. Like that's not how it is. And I think that's people don't really understand that, honestly.
And then going into the strategy aspect of things, fucking people like go about football plays like as like a hard thing. Really, in a football play, you only have to know your position.
You're running your route. You're running your route.
Like how football plays are things. They have the lineman. That's the first word. Like what they're doing. That's the lineman.
Right.
And then they have the running back, and then they have X, Y, and Z, the wide receivers.
Exactly.
Obviously excluding some positions,
Right.
But that's how plays go. It'll be like word for lineman, word for the backfield, word for wide receivers.
Yeah, I get where you're trying to go with this. It's like in the NFL, like if you're a football player, you understand what's happening in the play, but really in your head you're like, I'm running this route, I'm running a post, I'm running a slant and go, I'm running
at most you're thinking, I'm doing this route, I need to keep my eyes on the quarterback because he's the guy who's going to throw me the
exactly.
ball.
And
in Counter-Strike, it's like
you have to understand
at this second I'm throwing the smoke, I need to know where they can be, I need to know what my teammates are going to do, and I need to know my route and how I'm going to do something.
It's much more. That's still a thing for me. Like that's a struggling thing. Me and Mike talked about this the other day. It's like people don't understand the amount that goes into it. Like you have to be aware of where you are, where your teammates are, where the enemy team could be. You have to know that, and then you have to know
what to do when you see it.
Right. You have to that your teammates are there, so then you have to know more about what could happen and what can happen that your teammates are there, or that their teammates aren't there, so you can know something else. You know.
I have an analogy. I'm just explaining any type of play, like a sports play. You know, like football, basketball, hockey. Maybe not hockey, because hockey plays are pretty intricate. But any of those plays to a normal person, I feel like they'll get that. Try explaining a CT-sided rotation to a normal person.
Or try to explain a we're gonna play retake on a site. If they exec, back off, and we all retake as a team, or you just wait for it's a lot more confusing. There's a lot more things that go into it.
Like you have to worry about pathing, you have to worry about rotations, you have to worry about
spacing, rotation. Yeah, there's so much.
You have to know how to throw the right grenades. Yeah. You have to.
There's a lot.
And as all this is going on, you have to have the fastest reaction possible for like, the gajillion different angles that you have to look at.
That's the toughest thing for me, and that's like you have to be thinking like it's a lot. Like you have to be thinking like if you're retaking, you got to be thinking about nades, what nades they have, what nades you have to throw, what nades your teammates have, and while all this is going on, you have like a 40-second time period to find multiple kills and get a defuse, and know how. Like there's so much that goes in this little time, and that's why like I truly think that like CS is one of the hardest esports because there's so much, dude.
I would definitely say. Obviously, I'm a little biased. I don't know much
I would
about
say CS is the hardest esport.
I would definitely say CS is the hardest esport to go
pro. I would think. Oh, to go pro in 100%. Because
there's so many people that try to go pro.
Right, it's the biggest.
Like with LoL, no, because with LoL, in my opinion, it might have the most spectators, but I don't think all those spectators.
I don't think it does have the most total like concurrent spectators.
Yeah, you have to think about like China and stuff. There's like a gajillion people there.
But
I just don't think that every spectator, and obviously it's not every spectator in CS plays, but
dude, that's what I get what you're saying. And it's like, I feel like it is though. Like, I feel like at least like 95, 96% of like CS viewers play CS. Like, what? Like, there's a.
I don't know. I don't know.
Unless it's like a major. Unless it's like a major that is like the major finals.
I would say it could easily be 50-50 on play and not play.
I don't know, like who,
or maybe
like
it's what we're listen. It's what we're describing as play because I'm describing as play as trying to go professional.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, not everybody's doing that.
I would say like maybe a little bit more than basic, but a good knowledge of the game and you play. Yeah. I would say that is a play.
I don't know, but
I would only argue the going pro aspect.
It's tricky. I wrote in college. I wrote an essay about it. It's like there's such little difference. Like in my opinion, that's literally the only big difference is the physical aspect of sports of like typical sports like football, basketball, baseball. That and like I just use an example as CS:GO. Like I wrote about it. It's like it takes just as much, if not probably more time, more focus. It takes more skill, in my opinion. You have the same teamwork you have to have in other sports, even more probably. You have to have communication skills with your teammates. You have to there's so much to it, and it's like it's honestly the same, if not harder. Like if there was no physical aspect in regular sports, if it wasn't as like heavy, then I would say that like esport, like CS:GO is like a harder thing to do.
I would argue that esports is harder to do than real sports.
Oh, 100%.
But I also think there's more people trying to go pro in real sports than in esports.
Well, clearly, because it's going to be. You don't sign your kid up for recreational CS:GO. You sign your kid up for recreational football,
Right.
recreational baseball, basketball.
Because
That's what you do when they're a kid, so you get them active.
It's the norm. You get them active, and you get them. I don't know. I've never been a fan of trying to like I don't know when I have kids. It's easier said than done.
I wouldn't be a fan when I have kids. I would not want to be the person to, when my kid is 6 years old, sit him at a computer and tell him, "Hey, play this if you want for 6 hours a day, or maybe it's 2 hours a day."
This is how I would be with my kids. I'd be like, here, I'm gonna sign you up for this so you can try it. If you like it, continue doing it. If you don't, stop.
I would just
That's
make sure. I think honestly, I would just make sure they do something. Just
I want
try
them-
something. I don't care what you do. You do what you enjoy, dude. Like you think my dad likes?
Yes, but you also have to think at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, they don't know what they enjoy doing. So you have to
Right,
give them
that's
a
what I'm
kick.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm making sure they're doing something. They're trying things, and then they find what they like, and then they go off that. That's how I look at it. But anyways, going off of that again, going off of CS and all that and that talk, the upcoming major, Katowice. A lot of people, I don't know who's watching this. A lot of people probably do know about it. The people that are watching this, honestly. But what are your guys' predictions, thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts on that? This is gonna turn a lot of people might not know as much as we do about Counter-Strike, even though it's probably a lot of our friends watching it. But if you're not familiar with it, you can just skip through this part, or you can just watch it and try and learn something. But anyways, what are your guys' predictions, thoughts on about what's gonna happen?
I think we got Stewie 2 rings. That's all I'm saying.
You think Liquid's gonna take it up?
I think Liquid's gonna be pretty fucking nuts at the major.
You think it's gonna be a Liquid Astralis? I don't know, dude.
Yo,
Yeah,
if
it
it's a
depends on
Liquid
the-
Astralis final, oh my god.
But it's
That
like,
depends on the pools or the draws. I mean,
If it's a Liquid Astralis final, it's breaking 2 million viewers.
well, just because it's a major final, yeah, that'd be nuts. That'd be crazy. That would have been a better final. I don't know, dude. I can't.
I don't know. The Cloud9 phase
Yeah,
final
that
was probably
that's
the best major final to date.
ever. That was.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. Mortals Gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
You
a.
see that?
Luke
You see that?
Fluke?
You see that nade from Doja? Like,
Oh my god, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention because I kind of just got back into the whole not playing thing, but I took a little break. But anyways,
I
hit your push attack?
think there's a.
Have to re-hit your push attack.
so you said
There you go.
Liquid.
I said Liquid.
You think Liquid's gonna win, Remy?
I want to go off on something else real quick.
Go
I
ahead.
think the amount of teams that are put into the major with like the respect that the major has and the accomplishment that it is to get there, I think it's losing its
Value?
its value.
Yeah, like
'Cause
you're
you're seeing
Quantum
you're-
Bellator 5.
And I'm not trying to throw a shade at these teams. Like clearly they earned their way in.
Right,
But,
but it's
I'm
like-
saying
There are better teams
there are
than...
teams like Vici, Team Spirit,
But
Windstrike.
I get what you're saying, but it's like, dude, obviously, like those teams, the teams that you say are better or made it, they're obviously if they didn't perform when
Yes,
they
but
needed
listen,
to.
no, listen. It's the regional qualifiers that fuck it up. Because if you had just a big-ass qualifier with all these teams from each region,
Like
If you have the regional qualifiers to get into the minor qualifier to qualify for
major,
the minor or the major,
Right.
yeah. The major.
here's what I think they should do with regional qualifiers. Have a big-ass regional qualifier online. And 8 teams from each regional qualifier go to a minor qualifier,
and they're all in there.
and they're
it's
all
kind of
on
like
land.
it's kind of like COD champs almost. That's how COD champ they take these like the Australian teams and the European teams and then the North American teams. It's kind of the same thing with that. It's much different in CS in the state it is right now with the whole regional qualifiers, minor, major. Like it's in pools and it's a whole bunch of it's a lot of different.
Well, I think they're trying to do something about it because clearly they have the 2-0-3 teams in the
Right.
major, the first stage of the major,
Yeah.
go back to regionals, and then in the major qualifier you have the teams that got third place all come together and
Yeah,
play.
it's definitely. I mean, they're definitely putting thought into it. I just think what Mike said. It's not. It's kind of fucking it right now. It's not like the best it could be, which nothing is really. Gonna
Yeah,
be
like
anyway.
if you look at a team like Vici or Spirit, and then you look at a team like Mouse Sports that didn't make it, or a team like
it's
even
like-
United that didn't make it.
But it's like you think about Mouse Sports. They would have never even been in that position had they won one map,
one game.
one game at the Face It Major. They would have never been in that position at all. They would have been back in.
Yes, but you still have to think about majors for the top teams, the undeniable top teams to play against each
But
other.
obviously, Mouse isn't an undeniable top team. If they couldn't win one
But
map
they-
at a
but they-
tournament with undeniable good teams.
But Vici is 10 times worse than Mouse Sports.
But how are you gonna say that if?
Because if they played, Mouse Sports would stomp them.
Are you sure?
I am 100% sure, because Mouse Sports is a tier 2 team. Vici is a tier 7 team.
But what I'm saying,
he's literally gonna Kirby McStomp them.
but what I'm saying is, like, Mouse is on a deep. I think that as far as
It
the
doesn't matter
matches
if they're
go,
on a
it's
decline.
completely fair, dude. Mouse, they lost 3 matches. They couldn't win.
What Hunter's saying is
match.
Mouse had their
They had
chance.
multiple chances. They had the
Twice.
chance to not go to the the regional. They didn't do that. They went to the regional and they didn't qualify there. They didn't.
They won a game. They won one game, right?
I'm not even
Yes,
sure.
but you still have to think about if Vici Gaming was there, they would have won a map.
But okay. So how did Vici make it? I'm not 100%.
They went through the
Vici made it
Asian
through the
mire.
Okay,
but
that's
you
a
can say the
different-
same thing here. If you have that big jubilation, copyrighted, if of all those teams from each regional,
That's not fair.
qualifier
That's not
makes
how that
it in.
works. That's not how
It-
you champion. That's
let me
not
go.
how COD
Let me
champs
go.
works.
let me go.
Think
If
about
you
it.
have that happen, Mouse Sports pulls against whatever Windstrike. Windstrike is an okay team. Let's say Mouse Sports wins, and then they get pulled against NRG. NRG beats them because NRG is still a good team, and then they lose to a team like, I don't know, Renegades or something. They could lose to. They're still out. They still had their chance.
Right.
They have a better chance of making it though, and then from this system, we get better teams in the major.
Mike, I completely agree with you that I would rather see Mouse Sports than Vici in a major. Straight up, I would. But that's not fair to the players to say the viewers.
Who
would
gives a
rather see-
fuck? If you're not good enough to make the major, you don't deserve to be there.
But they did make the major. They were good enough to make the major. They made the
But
major.
if you're
Mouse
not good
didn't.
enough to make the major in a fair
It
system,
is a fair. You win the
it's
game,
not
you
a
make
fair
the major.
system. No.
That's completely
Renegades
fair.
makes the major every time, and they fucking suck.
They are good enough in what they need to do to make the major.
They are good enough in Asia, where there's 5 people that play the game.
That's fine. Okay, so then someone from Asia stop them from doing that, or otherwise they're gonna make the major every time.
Yes, but listen, Hunter.
I get
No
what you're saying.
team.
I
There are
understand
0
what you're
teams
saying.
from Asia that would qualify if it was a combination of all these teams.
I disagree. Tyloo could easily make it in there.
I do not think.
I think Tyloo.
Tyloo's not better than Renegades.
Besides that, I get
I do.
what you're saying.
I do think that. I think Tyloo is a better team than Renegades.
I get what you're saying, Michael. That it's like
The only reason
it's like not fair to teams that are, but
better.
But if they're better, then they should be. Even if they have tougher competition, if they are a major team, they have tough competition because they're top. They're tier 2
But we're
teams.
getting these non-major teams that have a breeze in their region.
Right, which is understandable. And I don't think that's. That's
But
just
the only
unfortunate
reason
for
that
their
Valve
region.
does this is to keep
is to spice it
a
up.
demographic.
Right.
No, it's to keep a demographic
Yes.
watching the game.
Right.
And like I understand why they're doing that, but you're gonna lose a certain type of person that wants to watch the best Counter-Strike played possible, and you're not getting it with these shit teams.
But it's okay. Okay, but what I'm telling you, like, so there's no regional minor. It's
Yes, but there is regional minors that go in
They go
Yes.
to the major qualifier.
major qualifier.
okay. So then, all these teams. Okay, it's not like one team gets an instant pass to the major. They may get an instant pass through the regional qualifier and through the qualifier that has the shitty teams. But there's still a path they have to take through better teams to get to the major.
No, but listen. They still get to the minor. They still get stickers.
Okay, but who cares about stickers? What I'm telling you is, once they get to the minor, it's like no more bullshit. You're not playing the 5 kids that play in your region. Now you're playing the teams that are there for a reason. Mouse Sports could have been there from their respective region. They could have beat the teams there. They could have made it. And then it's like, now I want to see, like you said, I want to see Vici make it. I want to see Vici beat Mouse Sports, and then I'd be perfectly fine seeing Vici if they fairly outplayed Mouse Sports and beat them. I'd be perfectly.
There's
fine seeing them
nothing
play the major.
saying that if there was that big hubbub of all those regional teams that won the regional minors, all those 18 to 32 teams, 24 teams, whatever, that made it in there, that Mouse Sports would still make it in. There's absolutely 100%
but-
no guarantee.
Right.
Yes, but I guarantee that they would beat these lower tier teams
What
that
Mike
are making
is
it to the
saying
major
There is
Mike-
no guarantee
Mike
to
is
that.
Yes,
saying-
there is.
Okay, listen.
No,
Because there's a tier in Counter-Strike, and there's a ginormous
Right.
fucking skill gap in Counter-Strike. You take an MDL team and playing against a pro team, they're gonna get smocked.
Right. What
Stomped.
Smocked.
What Mike's saying, I get what Mike's saying is he's not talking about Mouse Sports making it. He's talking about
I'm using them as an analogy.
He's talking about shitty teams making it because they don't have competition, which I agree with you that the regional qualifier is going to be easy, but like I said, once they get to the minor, the teams that were in the harder, like in North America and Europe, those teams are good, and they're playing the teams that came out of the shitty, so they still don't have a spot to the major. They have a spot to the minor, like you said.
But it's still, I would rather see the main qualifier have better teams.
I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying.
I know exactly why Valve is doing it, to keep demographics watching.
Right. But
but it's just,
I don't know.
It's not fun to watch fucking NRG get matched up with Vici Gaming.
Yeah, you're gonna
play
you're gonna watch
Vici Gaming.
I guess what to say is you're gonna watch it either way. You're gonna watch shitty teams play bad teams. But Mike's saying, do it early. Do it in the minors so we get the best teams in the major. Like because shitty teams are gonna play amazing teams either way. If it's in the minors, like it is happening or like it's not happening, whether it be in the brackets like it is happening right now, like where you have the win strikes and you have the Quantum Belt Fires and the Greyhounds and majors because they went through an easy thing. Mike's saying, let me see those matchups before we even get to the major, so it's filtered to the top tier teams. Which I understand what you're saying. It's kind of a two-way street because it's a two-way street because the best teams could make it if they were really good. But I get what you're saying. The shitty teams.
There's no guarantee that any teams win any match.
Your boy has drank a lot of water. I gotta go.
There is no guarantee whatsoever.
There are skill gaps.
I can agree there's skill gaps and a whole bunch of other stuff, but there is absolutely 100%. If you put FaZe against Northeast Mayhem, there is no guarantee that
you believe that hard in shit or luck.
I'm not saying shit or luck. I'm saying there's just no guarantee. It's not shit or luck if they don't play their best.
Yeah, but they get paid X amount of dollars to play this game. They're not gonna.
I know they're not gonna fuck around. I understand that.
No. I'm not gonna say they're gonna fuck around. I'm just gonna say that, like, I understand that flukes happen, right? But flukes don't happen between high school football teams and an NFL team. That's not where flukes happen.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying...
And you're not gonna get a fluke from a Mouse Sports versus, like, Witch Strike. Sorry.
But you clearly already did. Twice.
No, because Windstrike didn't beat Mouse Sports. Better teams beat Mouse Sports.
What teams beat Mouse Sports? Look it up.
I'll go look. No, well.
What are we talking about right now?
What the two teams that beat Mouse Sports?
Minor. Ents, Vitality. Way better teams than the ones in the Asian minor. Valiance, Space Soldiers.
Yeah, like he's not wrong. Mike's not wrong. But
North.
Like nobody's wrong here. It's just a crappy situation because you're gonna see it either way. But I mean, I understand. I would rather see it in minors, because like.
But we do see it in minors. I'm just saying the regional spots are stupid.
You think
that's the only.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's tricky. I mean, I get what you're saying though, because it's just irritating whenever you have teams like Greyhound and these teams getting into the major. But I don't know. My opinion is still the same. But I get.
You got any more topics?
I think we have more.
Do we have one more?
More
okay,
topics.
So this is gonna be the last one. The state of battle royales at the moment. Just flipping off of competitive games. The state of battle royales in the moment, as in, there's been so many battle royales that have came and gone.
But there's been
a few that
Fortnite.
There's been Fortnite. Fortnite's
Apex.
You can't.
H1.
Fortnite, Apex, H1, PUBG,
PUBG,
Realm Royale came out.
Blackout,
that was popular.
Realm Royale, Radical Heights.
That's what I'm saying. It's
what else was there? Was there another one?
There was some like Chef Royale.
I'm not even gonna count that. I know what you're talking. It was like the third person one where you had the top-down view or whatever.
Something like that.
CS:GO put out their own battle royale.
CS:GO.
It's a thing with like, I think that
it's the biggest game type.
It's the biggest game type because it appeals to a normal user the easiest. I've never in my life
seen so many casuals play a video game
rather than Fortnite. I've never, dude, when Fortnite was like popping with like Drake and Ninja Play when there was like 600,000 viewers, literally every single person in my school. I've never had anybody when in high school. Everybody in my school was talking.
The only game that I've seen like the normal person play a shit ton of was like Madden, 2K.
Right, and that's not.
You know what? You know what's crazy to me? When I was still in public school during the summer before my junior year, Fortnite was out or whatever, and we all played it. We all had a blast. Whenever first day of school, when I come back, I hear a kid behind me say, "Yo, you got a chug jug?" He's like, "Yo, you got those minis? You got?"
Oh my god.
We going to Greasy Grove. I was
That's
like,
what I'm saying,
wait a minute.
dude.
Are you talking about Fortnite?
That's what I'm saying. It's so
Wait,
weird.
you play that?
It's so weird to see a game that's not sports related to be talked about like so.
It's so weird to see a game become so.
And even like games like Madden and stuff,
Natural.
they'd play it like 1 or 2 games maybe.
Right.
It's the casual game.
Fortnite's the first game that has like consumed Americans' lives like as much as it did, like as many people as it did.
Not even just Americans, just like everybody.
Yeah, everybody really. But
Because they had that what's that Korean Fortnite tournament or whatever
Something like
I remember. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
with Tfue.
Yeah. I remember. I know what you're talking about. I forgot about that. But it's just wild to see the
Well, there's
growth.
only
Like,
there's only so many ways to make a battle royale game different in your own way to appeal to everyone else.
I think Fortnite. I'm gonna be completely real with you. Fortnite was the first one to do something different.
Honestly,
H1 PUBG, they're not the same, obviously, but it's just 2 basic shooters you can get in cars.
Well,
and drive around.
H1 literally laid the groundwork
Well, yeah, I mean, it was
for the coming battle
But what
royale.
I'm saying is, you look at PUBG, you look at
There's
H1,
there's nothing
you look
special
at Black
about
Ops
them.
4. There's nothing crazy. And then you look at Fortnite, and you have
It's like,
it's
oh,
a
building.
cartoon game, and you can build, and you can. Now with what they're doing with there's just so much crazy stuff with Fortnite. They're the first ones to do it different.
when I used to enjoy actually playing Fortnite, I argued that the only reason I enjoyed playing it is because there was a skill gap. Because all the other battle royales didn't have a skill gap. Anybody could kill anybody, but in Fortnite, with the building aspect, there was a skill gap.
There was, yeah.
And then they progressively
They added planes and
made
digs.
explosives,
Declaw.
digs, planes, zip lines, like
they just declined the skill gap
Yeah, they did.
for the casual player.
For the
which
casual
I mean
player, yeah.
is irritating for us, but it's like you got to look at it from a business standpoint. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
of it.
obviously it's smart from a business standpoint, but
It's not even smart from a business standpoint. It is, but it's like they're not. I think it really shows that Fortnite really they don't really aim for competitive. Like competitive is cool to them, but
They
it's like-
haven't ever aimed for competitive, I don't think.
right. I mean, they have a little bit, but it's like at the same
Except
time,
for
it's like I think they have their game
skirmishes.
more for the everyday person that just wants.
They're
to hop on
catering the
Fortnite.
game to the everyday casual player, so when they die, they can say, "Darn, I could have
Dude.
killed him. Let's load up another."
Yeah, right. I don't know. It's just like it's crazy to me that Fortnite is still as big as it is, and you can't deny that Fortnite is. You can say Fortnite's dying, but let's all be completely honest. If it goes how it's been as a trend in a month,
I wouldn't call Fortnite dying.
no, that's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm saying right now it looks like it is because everybody's playing Apex. But you look at it whenever Black Ops 4 came out and everything else. In a couple weeks, everybody's gonna be back on Fortnite. Ninja's gonna be back on Fortnite. Tfue's still on Fortnite. Everybody that's playing it right now is still gonna be back on Fortnite because Fortnite's gonna come out with something, or Apex is just gonna be boring, which it already has really to me and to you honestly. But it's like Fortnite is the H1 of right now. How H1 was back in the day, even though H1 was I don't know if it was bigger, but it's just like the same thing. Like H1, it was the fucking cream of the crop.
H1 was definitely not bigger.
Well, I honestly think that with Apex, that they are doing something different, and they're doing they might not have the skill gap aspect of building, but there is a strategy
Oh yeah,
that you can do with
Oh,
like the different
with the
characters.
special-
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that.
And that I really like that you can revive people.
Yeah,
that's
that was one of my things whenever I first heard about it. I was like, that's pretty dope. But like, what I'm saying is like, I just don't see it being a Fortnite killer. Like, I just don't see it dethroning Fortnite like everybody's saying.
I think Apex could be the only competitive BR.
I don't think BRs could be competitive at all.
I don't
That's just
think
my opinion.
I don't, even if they could, I don't think they should. I think it's a casual game and it should be played as.
I think every battle
yes,
royale should be.
but how Apex
Yes,
like
how
how
Apex
it
played
is
with
laid out.
abilities
Yeah.
and
It's laid out to be a competitive VR.
yeah, it's like Overwatch mixed with BR. It's like there's a different aspect into it where you have abilities and you have to be more a team than you do in Fortnite, and PUBG and all these other things. But no, I just don't see it as being a dethroning game for Fortnite. Honestly,
I don't think Fortnite has ever been dying. I think it's grown so much and it's inflated at times when Drake played with Ninja or whatever the
right. You
skirmish
really
happened
can't
or
go
whatever.
much higher than that.
The numbers inflate, so when they go back down or when a new game comes out and people want to try it, it's like,
Yeah,
holy crap, Fortnite's dying.
Yeah,
No,
it's not.
It's just that they're constant.
exactly. I don't think people realize the advanced. Like, you look at Twitch in the last like 3 or 4 years, dude. Twitch has came like so long. Like,
It's just blown up.
Yeah, because I still remember when it was MLG TV. Like whenever like Scump used to stream on MLG TV and Nate Shy and all the pro players and all that stuff. I remember when that was still big and Twitch really wasn't that big. But I don't know. I just think that I don't see Fortnite like being dethroned in the near future at all. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like
I think
it's catered too much to so many people. And like I'm saying, people are like, oh, Apex could just be the Fortnite killer, and it's like, I get where people are coming from, but it's like it's gonna be just like when Black Ops 4 came out and all the other things came out. In a week from now, and 2 weeks from now, you're gonna have the Shroud still playing because he doesn't play Fortnite. You're gonna have these people still playing it, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be the majority back on Fortnite. Tifu's gonna stay on Fortnite. Ninja's gonna go back to Fortnite. Tim's gonna go back to Fortnite. Like all these people are.
I think the only way that Apex stays or that could like outdo Fortnite is if Shroud keeps playing it.
Well, Shroud will keep playing it. Shroud really enjoys it. I think it's one.
I honestly think Shroud's deserves to be way more popular than Ninja. He's like.
I think he is at the moment.
I wouldn't. I don't like to say deserves to be more popular. It's like. It's Ninja,
but Ninja blew up doing nothing, really.
Not really. You can't knock Ninja. Ninja was the first.
I'm not knocking Ninja. I'm not knocking Ninja at all. Ninja deserves everything he has.
Right.
I'm just saying that Shroud, in my opinion, is a better streamer.
No, I would not say Shroud is a better streamer. Not in his. You look at Ninja whenever he was.
I think
you got to give a little bit of cushion for Ninja, dude. If you have a stream with over 100,000 people in it, look at Shroud. Shroud doesn't fucking talk to his chat.
Shroud, yeah, he does.
Not when he has. I was watching him earlier today. He had 130,000 people. When you have that many people in your chat, there's no way to talk to people because your chat's moving so fast. You can shout out subs. That's all you can do. Ninja,
yes, but
go ahead.
In my opinion, Shroud appeals to more people. Ninja appeals to 12-year-olds. Shroud appeals to everybody.
I don't think Ninja just appeals. Ninja appeals to me. I personally.
When Ninja as an 18-year-old male, cannot watch Ninja play things.
I think you're looking at it as, since you're a competitive guy and you want to watch competitive gameplay, you're saying, hey, Shroud deserves this or whatever. You're looking at it, someone said there's 3 types of streamers on Twitch. There are the raw skill, Shroud, the entertainers, Tim the Tatman,
right,
and then there's the e-girls.
No, it's like,
or whatever.
It's like,
and when
Ninja
you look
took
at
a
it,
risk. Oh, go ahead.
When you look at it, it's Ninja's not the Shroud. Ninja's not the Tim the Tatman. He's the hybrid. He's the entertainer skill.
And he's still good. He's still really fucking good.
Because you can say the same thing with Tfue. Tfue isn't an entertainer. Tfue's a Shroud.
Yeah,
he's a skill.
Yeah, exactly.
Tim the Tatman, entertainer with 2% skill.
No, but it's
5% fall damage.
It's like Ninja didn't do it doing nothing. Ninja played. No one played Fortnite, dude. When Ninja was the first person to ever stream Fortnite, and it's like he could have because that was at that time it was still his job. Like that was still his career is streaming, and you got to think about that from a streamer aspect. That's a pretty dangerous thing to do to play a game that no one's playing. It's not like Apex where everybody's playing it. No one was playing Fortnite. And
I have a question. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did Fortnite blow Ninja up, or did Ninja blow Fortnite up?
Both. They both fed off each other. Ninja blew Fortnite up in the beginning because he was so good at it and he just started to grow, and Fortnite has exponentially blown up because of Ninja.
What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I agree that they fed off of each other.
Yeah, I think in the beginning Ninja blew Fortnite up, and ever since, Fortnite blew Ninja up. Like Ninja played this game, no one knew what it was. He was the best at it at the time because he was one of the only people to do it. But now, as time's gone on, there's so many people that know about Fortnite because of Ninja. Like, that's the first time I ever really saw, like, a Fortnite thing. I saw when you guys tried to get me to play it, but it's like, I saw this crazy, he, like, rocket rode somebody and sniped somebody. I saw a Ninja clip, and I was like, oh, who's that dude? And then I tuned into him, and I see him play Fortnite a completely different way than
I've been watching Ninja since the H1 days.
Right. And Ninja was never, like, crazy big like that.
But he was always crazy good. I think what it was is, in the beginning when he started streaming, I think he blew Fortnite up. And then once that started happening, once he blew it up and everyone started getting on, I think Fortnite got him to where he was. Because if you think about it, if you swap the games, if you swap Fortnite with PUBG, Ninja, I don't think Ninja is Ninja.
No, 100%. Ninja is...
I think he got to where he was because he played the right game at the right time.
Exactly.
But he got to where he is now because the game allowed him to do things
I know
that
what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It's like... That's what I'm saying. It's like he took a risk. Because you think about it, if that's your job, dude, you take a risk and play. He could have played a random
you think about it the same way. Because Summit was... What did Summit play before he played Sea of Thieves? He played Fortnite, and he absolutely hated it, so he stopped playing. He switched to a bunch of different... He played Tarkov. He played Destiny 2. He tried to play... He played so many different games to find...
Summit's really just a variety streamer.
Yeah, but that's different because Summit has not. I'm not gonna say has been big, but Ninja, like quite honestly, Ninja, he was like near the end of the H1 days, or near like his prime in H1, that's when he was really big. Like in his Halo days, he was a decent sized streamer, but he was nothing like crazy. He wasn't a top streamer on Twitch, not even close, you know.
Yeah.
And now it's like, as soon as he started playing Fortnite, dude, season 1, like he started playing Fortnite, more and more people started to watch because no one was. He was one of the only people that was playing it in the first place. And out of those people that were playing it, he was fucking ridiculously good. Dude, I remember watching Ninja in like season 1, season 2, and it's like watching Shroud play like Apex right now. Like he just absolutely everybody that had no chance stood absolutely no chance.
I think it's so crazy how you have the game, the base game, and you have someone like Ninja come and play it, and he's a god at it, and it blows your game up, right? And then you think about it, and yeah, clearly fixes need to be made. But at some point in the Fortnite game developers room, you're thinking, hey, let's add planes. Hey, let's add zip lines.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not thinking.
Yeah, but
I don't think
that's all for the casual person
Right.
to be like,
I
yo,
don't know,
this is
dude,
dope.
'cause I don't even think the casuals like the planes, man.
I don't know.
Dude, you look at some fucking 12-year-old kid that
right
just
now-
gets on with his friends.
So, no, I saw
Yo,
this.
bro, get in the plane. Let's fly around.
I saw this.
Like,
I saw this on Twitter.
You could see how
The
that's.
planes were a horrible idea. If they would have been added as a side item, they would have been taken out already. But people have pointed out, dude, planes were in the intro. Like planes were in the intro to the new season. Planes are like the main screen of the new season. You can't really just take them out. People are like, once the season's over, they'll be out. But like, you can't really just take a main season item out of the game. But
How long have we been going?
we have been going for 1 hour and 3 minutes.
Oh, we're gonna have to close this out a little.
No, we're good. But I think honestly, that's really all we have.
Yeah.
All we have to talk about, really. In the future, I want people to not tell us what to talk about, but just shoot us some ideas, something you'd be interested in hearing about and hearing our opinions about. But mainly, we're just gonna like talk about stuff that we want to talk about. And we want to put our input in on. But
I know I don't want to be a gaming only podcast.
You got hit your push
Me?
talk, both of you. Both of you.
Hello.
yeah, we're good. No, yeah, I'm
I don't want to be the gaming only podcast. I want to be like, we have episodes or whatever. We have segments in episodes where it's, hey, let's talk about this gaming section, and then I want to cater to like as many people as possible.
Peaceable.
Peaceable.
That's one of the
Peaceable.
Nah, but
As many
I
peaceable
think
as possible.
It felt like that today just because that was one of our topics and we kind of spiraled, which is what I knew was going to happen. I know that's going to happen.
And it's a good thing to happen in a podcast.
Right,
but-
we're just going to spiral and talk about anything. But anyways, I think that should wrap it up, honestly. We talked about a good amount of stuff from, football to esports to Fortnite to all these other Ninja, all these other things. But I think that's going to wrap it up. You guys got anything else?
Yeah, let's end it on a pon just real quick.
Absolutely not.
I would not do that.
Absolutely not. But I think that's gonna wrap it up. If you guys, enjoy this type of thing, if you guys have any like suggestions for us, any suggestions, knowledge that that we don't know, obviously, throw it in the comments. Throw a suggestion in the comments, something you want to hear about. We might not get to it. We might if we think it's an interesting.
We probably will. We don't have any subs. We don't have a YouTube channel yet, but that's
We're talking to nobody right now. Dalton, I know you hear this, Dalton.
Brandon, where you at?
Brandon, get those TikToks, dude.
But anyways, like we said, drop a comment or drop something that you'd be interested.
Brandon, please shout us out on your TikTok.
I hate this guy. Yo, at Brandon775 on TikTok.
No, whoa, no free sponsors.
Oh, my
Hey,
fault.
cut that part out.
Blur that out, or beep that out.
Blur that out. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Mike, you got anything to say?
I am Michael. Goodbye.
You want to plug your Twitter? I'll throw Twitters. There'll be Twitters on the screen. Right
It should
now.
be
Just
above
put 'em
the
on.
There will.
or below.
That's all you.
That's
have
all.
to-
That's yep. This has been RNG based.
Yo, hit that sub.
Hit that sub button. Hit the bell.
Skinny penis. Hit the bell.
Okay.
I know you can ring it.
You can. That we don't need a point at the screen. That's okay. You can. No, we can stop. That's gonna be it for RNG.
Remy,
based.
hold my hand. Remy, hold my hand.
Episode 1. They're holding hands. I don't know what's happening. We're gonna see you guys in the next
Bye.
episode. Later.